The purpose of these lessons is to show you the logic behind the most basic Chinese characters, beginning with the simplest pictograms, and later combining these elements to create more complex characters. Today's lesson introduces 8 characters, 7 of which contain the pictogram for the human head. The earliest drawings of the human head look remarkably like one of our Neanderthal ancestors, but over the centuries, the scribes have contracted it into a highly stylized version of hair, head, and one eye. Pronounced third tone, shou, shou. It means the head, or an individual who is the head, a king, an emperor, or other leader. Naturally, it can also mean whatever is first or most important. Yuan shou is the combination for a head of state. In Lesson 8, we learned that xiang means to examine a tree. This examination will help in determining the quality of the wood. This extended sense combines with shou to create shou xiang, a prime minister who aids the king in ruling the country. 首要的事 means a matter of first or prime importance. Today's second character is a pictogram of a kneeling person with a fully drawn head. Pronounced fourth tone, ye, ye. Originally meaning simply one's head, ye happened to be the same pronunciation as the word for leaf, the leaves of a tree, and was borrowed to represent the leaves of a book. In other words, the pages of a book. English also borrowed the word leaf of a plant to mean a page in a book, as can be seen in such phrases as to turn over a new leaf, take a leaf from someone's book, and a leaflet. The only difference with Chinese page is that it's a homonym of their word for leaf, also pronounced ye. For example, 一本300页的书, a 300-page book. The homepage of a website is 首页. The third character in today's lesson is the human head ye, with the nail phonetic, together pronounced third tone, ding, ding. And since a nail has a head at the top, so this character means the top of one's head, with several extended meanings, such as topmost, the highest, the best. 顶尖的技术, state of the art, advanced technology. 他是顶尖的国术高手. He's a top-notch martial arts expert. Notice that 国术 means martial arts, with 国 referring to China, literally China's national arts. The phrase 顶多 means at most or at best. 他吃的肉少, 顶多1-2口. He eats little meat, 1 or 2 mouthfuls at most. 开车的话, 顶多要2个小时. If we drive, it'll take at most 2 hours. Since ding means the top of our head, it also means to support with our head, to shoulder a burden. And by shouldering someone's burden, we are substituting for them, replacing them, as in these 2 examples. 他一个人能顶我们2个. By himself, he can do the work of the 2 of us. In other words, he can replace 2 people. 电脑能顶上千个员工. Computers can replace over 1,000 employees. Again, ding means the top of our head, to support by pushing up with our head. And by pushing up, we might offend those above us socially. which gives the extended meaning of offending a superior, talking back to our elders, as in this example. 妈妈好生气，你顶她的话。Mama's really angry that you talked back to her. The fourth character in today's lesson is an ideogram depicting a person next to flowing water. It's pronounced fourth tone. Should. Should. It means to go along in the direction the water is flowing, or in other words, to follow, to be obedient, to comply with the rules. It's a phono-semantic compound with the flowing stream element serving both as phonetic and semantic component. Shunshou literally means to flow with the hands. The hands move smoothly due to lots of practice, as in this question. 你打字打得顺手吗? Can you type fast? Literally, type smoothly and fluently. Similarly, 顺口 means to flow off the tongue, as when reading, speaking, or singing, or possibly to suit one's taste, since one's mouth is also used for eating. 我妈妈骂人骂得好顺口. When it comes to telling people off, my mom's a pro. The words just flow right off her tongue. 顺心 literally means to follow one's heart, something gratifying, satisfying. 顺心如意的日子, days of pure contentment with everything going my way. 她有好多不顺心的事. She's going through some pretty rough times. Nothing's going her way. The expression 顺从 means to obey or submit to. 他一直顺从父母的心意. He has always yielded to his parents' wishes. He gives in to their decisions. And here's a hen-pecked husband. 他怕他太太事事顺从他. He's afraid of his wife and does whatever she says. The fifth character in this lesson shows hair on a man's face, his beard. This character is pronounced first tone. 须,须. It refers to a young man being permitted to grow a beard around the age of 20, when he would be considered an adult in Chinese society, with all the duties and responsibilities that would entail, such as marrying and starting a family. The modern use is rather restricted, usually found in the expression 必须, followed by a verb, and meaning must or have to. If you've noticed, 需要 is usually followed by a noun, meaning that something is essential. Here's an example of 必须. 我们必须一大早回去. We have to head back very early in the morning. The sixth character in today's lesson is the character 是, plus the human head radical. Pronounced second tone, 提,提. You will find in many characters when serving as a phonetic, 是 is usually pronounced 提. T originally referred to a person's forehead, which is why it contains the head radical. And a person's forehead is usually the flattest part of the head. And it came to refer to the title pasted on the front cover of books. The title of a book or article naturally expanded to mean the topic discussed within. That's the general meaning today, a topic or subject. 主题 means a theme or subject of a book, article, conversation, or movie. 有意思的题目 is an interesting topic. The character for the eye, 目 refers to one's field of vision, the area covered by the title. The expression to ask a question is a verb-object compound. 问问题，问一个问题。我不好意思问你问题。I'm too embarrassed to ask you questions. 你能开车吗？没问题。Can you drive? Sure, no problem. Notice that Chinese does not distinguish between questions and problems. 他不想来是面子问题。He doesn't want to come. It's a matter of saving face. It's literally a problem for him. 出问题 means something has gone wrong. 他动手术时出了问题。Something went wrong during his surgery. 问题是没人相信我。The problem is, nobody believes me. 问题何在？我说不出。Where the problem lies, I really can't say. 话题 is the expression for a topic of conversation, as in these three examples. 一个时事的话题 a conversation topic on current events. Notice that 时事 means current events, literally events of the time. 一个流行的话题 a popular or favorite topic of conversation. 天气是我们的主要话题. The weather is our main topic of conversation. 题 can also be a verb, meaning to write or inscribe, often found at the end of a scroll or an engraved sign, to indicate the calligrapher who wrote it. Here's an example. 您可以在我买的书上题字吗? Could you write a few words in the book I purchased? The next character is necessary to explain the following one, so we'll introduce it here. It's the pictogram of an ancient stemmed bowl for storing food. Pronounced fourth tone, dou, dou. The Chinese probably stored a lot of beans in this bowl because the current meaning is legumes, beans, and peas. The utensil has become the food itself. In English, I can think of one example where the cooking pan is the same name as the food prepared in it, a casserole. There may be others, but it's not a stretch to imagine the Chinese did the same with dou. Some examples: 豆子, beans or peas, and 大豆, soybeans, a staple food in China. More important is our final character, which takes 豆 as its phonetic. This character is pronounced second tone, 头, 头, and is the usual term for the head, either human or animal. As in English, 50 head of cattle, Chinese use 头 as the measure word for some animals, the most usual being deer, cows, sheep, and pigs. 100头小羊, 100 lambs. The combination 头脑 means brains, as in intelligence. 她好有头脑. She has plenty of brains. And here's an example of a person's head. 她回头一看, 他们移走了. She turned her head to look, but they'd already left. The following examples are more abstract, referring to the beginning or top part of something. 从头来说. Explain from the beginning. Start from the beginning. 汽车停在街头，三个人走下车。The car stopped at the street corner, and 3 people stepped out. 男生中有一个大有来头。One of the boys comes from a very influential family. 大有 means there's a lot of something, and 来头 means personal connections, literally a person's origins or background. 出人头地 is a 4-character idiom, meaning to rise head and shoulders above others, stand out among the crowd, distinguish oneself. 想要出人头地，你得好好努力。If you want to stand out among the crowd, you'll have to put in extra effort. 顶尖的技术使得她出人头地。Her top-notch skills helped her rise head and shoulders above her peers. And finally, the character 头 can become unstressed and used as a sort of ending on characters referring to location. For example, 上头, 下头, 外头, and added to certain characters to create more easily recognizable nouns. 木头, meaning wood or timber, and 舌头, meaning the tongue. This is another way to remedy the overabundance of homonyms in the language. Here is our color chart with today's 8 characters. 手, 叶, 须, 提, 顶, 顺, 头, and 豆. Here's a summary of today's lesson. 1. This lesson contains 2 versions of the head pictogram, one with legs and one without. 手 refers to a king or leader, as in 元首, and may also mean something is first or most important. 首要的. 2. The head with legs variant of the head pictogram, pronounced 叶. Today most often means the pages of a book when used alone. In combination with other radicals or phonetics, however, it still means the head. 3. When paired with the nail phonetic, we have the character 顶, meaning the top of the head, 头顶. Topmost or top-rated, 顶尖. At most, 顶多. And to replace or substitute for, 一个顶两个. The verb, which means to push up from underneath with our head, provides the extended meaning of offending someone in authority, talking back to parents. 4. A person kneeling next to flowing water, pronounced 顺, implies that one is going with the flow, complying with the rules, being obedient. 顺手 and 顺口 both refer to fluent, smooth action, while 顺心 suggests that everything is moving in your preferred direction, and 顺从 means to follow along obediently. 5. The ancient character for a man's facial hair below his mouth is 须, suggesting that the man is old enough to assume the duties and responsibilities of an adult. Its modern use is usually found in the phrase 必须, followed by a verb, meaning must or have to. 6. The original meaning of 提 was the forehead. The the top part of the human face, which later came to refer to the title pasted on the front of books, indicating the topic or subject within. To ask a question is literally to inquire of a topic. 问问题. Remember that 问题 can mean either question or problem in Chinese. When a problem arises, the Chinese expression is 出问题. 题 can also be a verb, meaning to write or inscribe. 7. An ancient stemmed bowl is called a dou in Mandarin. In the modern language is the general term for beans and peas, and even bean-like eruptions on the face, that bane of adolescence, pimples. One of the staples of Chinese food is da dou, soybeans. 8. Dou appears as phonetic in the character for head, 头. 头 can be a measure word for animals such as deer, cows, sheep, and pigs. Or it can indicate the human head, as in 回头, to turn around, 出人头地, to stand out above the crowd. It can also simply refer to the beginning or origin of someone, 来头, or something, 接头. 9. 头 can also serve as a sort of unstressed ending to describe certain positions, such as 上头, 下头, and 外头. 10. Unstressed 头 is sometimes used to create nouns such as 木头 for wood and 舌头 for tongue, making them more readily understandable in the spoken language. This process is similar to adding unstressed 子 to transform other single syllables into instantly recognizable nouns, such as 椅子 for chair, 架子 for shelf. Keep in mind that these endings will disappear when wood, tongue, chair, or shelf are used in combination, since the extra character resolves the homonym problem. Examples include a wooden door, 木门, quarrels and bickering, 口舌, the back of a chair, 椅背, and bookshelf, 书架. Now you will find a short quiz on double, triple character, and longer expressions. Answer using only the characters learned so far. Thank you for watching and listening.